Hello, this time question 5 has been requested. Looks like it's another quartiles, and this looks like it's going to be outliers sort of question. So let's have a read and see what it is. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Some chemical is made by the body from nicotine, which of course is found in cigarette smoke. So a doctor is testing 12 patients and they all claim to smoke 1 packet of cigarettes per day. And he's testing for this chemical, and here's the amount of chemical in each of their blood samples. It tells us the lower quartile, thank you very much for that. Find the upper quartile. Now, I'd usually say because there's 12 patients, it's a bit tricky. Do you do the add one? Do you not add one? If that had been 120, I definitely wouldn't. If it was 120, I'd say 30th is the lower quartile, 60th, 90th for the median and the upper quartile. If it had been 20, I'd probably go 5, 10, 15. 12, it's trickier. It's quite a small number, so should we be going half? Um, What's really handy is that they give us a bit of a clue here in that they say, aha, well, the lower quartile is 170. And if you look through the data, there's no 170 there. So it's not just taking the third, sixth, and ninth, which would be acceptable if it was a much larger number. It's actually going halfway in between. So if you think about it, if they were already in order, obviously you're going to have to write them in order. But let's say they were in order: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the median in the middle. The median would be halfway in between the two. Now, if the median is halfway in between the two, we haven't used a piece of data to find the median. It's sat in between. So there's still 6 pieces of data here and 6 pieces of data here. So it's quite legitimate to go halfway in between the 6, and that's almost certainly what they've done. They've got a 169 and a 171. They've obviously gone halfway and got the 170. So that's what we'll do as well for the upper quartile. Once you've put them in order, halfway between the 9th and the 10th is going to be it's going to be the upper quartile. So that's what you want to do there. I'm not going to do it. We'll probably need it, but still, I'll just talk generally for the second part. You've put them in order. You've found out what the upper quartile is. If you have an issue with that, then you can let me know. A doctor suspects that some of his patients have been smoking more than 1 packet of cigarettes. What? Someone lying about how many cigarettes they smoke? Surely not. He decides to use this standard 1.5 times the interquartile range, very standard measure of an outlier to determine if any of the results are far enough away that they could be considered outliers. Because, of course, even if everyone smoked exactly 1 packet of cigarettes a day, the amount that's going to be in their blood is going to depend on so many different factors. Not least what kind of cigarettes they smoke, how quickly maybe, how quickly their body produces this chemical and gets rid of it, and all these different factors. How recently they've just smoked one. I don't know. Lots of things, no doubt. So there's going to be a range of values that could all be true for someone smoking a packet a day. But if it's really far away from the rest of the data, then we've got a couple of liars. Either some people who aren't smoking at that many, but that's unlikely to be the case, that people would, lie about, oh yeah, I smoke a packet a day when they don't smoke any. Plausible, but probably not. And in fact, the question doesn't care. It just wants to know if it's far enough away from the upper quartile. So we only want to look at larger outliers where we think they've smoked more than a packet a day because their chemical levels are way too high. Identify which patients the doctor suspects may be smoking more than 1 packet of cigarettes per day. So this is really straightforward. We know the lower quartile, that's Q1, and you've just found the upper quartile Q3. So all you need to do is shove it into this formula here. Just literally tap that in with those values, whatever you've got for the upper quartile there, 170 there. Put that in your calculator and then see what it gives you. And I'm looking at this guy and I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking, they look like they're going to be outliers to me. I mean, I'm guessing that the upper quartiles in the 200s there, and that's only here, so we're not going to get a huge interquartile range, even if it was like 50, 60. I don't think it's good. I'm guessing it's not going to be that big. So 1.5 times that, we're not going to get up to 420, and probably not even 390. So I'm guessing these are two outliers. But whatever you get here, let's say you get an answer, when you work that out, let's say you get an answer of 375. Well, obviously then that's an outlier and that's an outlier. And they are not just outliers, they are absolute liars as well, because they're smoking way more than a packet a day. Not for sure, but there's suspicion, and that's what we're looking for. Whereas if miraculously this value, when you calculate it, comes out 395, well, then that guy just makes it. We'll just accept that one because that's just inside the range. But still an outlier. Still think he's an outright liar. See what I did there? Yeah, you got it. You got it. Okay, I think that's it for the question. I don't think, nope, there's nothing else there. Hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, let me know. But if it did, you're welcome. Thanks very much. See you next time.